Hi, folks. Rick Berube here for another Facebook Live on this Thursday. And we're in February already, Paul. Can you imagine that? It's crazy. It's crazy, I tell you. And today, from our lovely Indian Wells office, we have Ann Stark. Ann, welcome to the show. So let's get it right out of the way. Ann Stark, yes, same last name as Mark, but not sister, brother, cousin, or anything like that. Sister. So no relation to Mark. All right, but let's get that right out of the way. So, Ian, what I like to ask first is, since you're from California and we have people from Nevada and Arizona here, if you could just tell them how long you've been in the business and, all that, a little about yourself and your past and so forth would be wonderful, please.
Yes, so I've been in the business for about 6 years. We moved in the desert in 2013 and from Seattle. As you can hear, I have a little accent. Rick asked me before where I was coming from, and he said Sweden. Some people said South Africa. And I come from a country that is very well known for the chocolate, the skiing, and the precision. And so I come from Switzerland. I moved in the US in 2004 for love. So that's a very nice reason. Both my husband and I were working in the same company, an American company called Medtronic, doing pacemakers. And we met, and then I moved here in 2004. So real estate is truly a second career. My background is in engineering, and I was head of IT in Switzerland, consultant for Anderson Consulting. And why I'm saying this is because the skills were really fundamental for me in the real estate. And we'll go there later. So anyway, I was working there and met my husband and moved to Seattle.
That's great. Well, you went from rainy, and cool to really sunny and hot. And at least you have some of those mountains around you there in the desert too. It's actually really beautiful where you are.
Yes. That's one of the reasons where a lot of clients from Seattle are coming to the desert, because once you go in Seattle and you stop working, basically, then you realize that 9 months out of the year, it's gray or rainy. And if you're an outdoor person, then it starts to bother you. So the desert is kind of a very good venue for people.
Yep. A lot of people from Seattle, a lot of people from Washington, a lot of people from New York, a lot of people from LA, San Diego, Orange County. It's a great place to end up in the desert there. I love it. I love it there. It's a very interesting, relaxing, environment. You've got tennis there. You've got incredible golf courses. You're not far from Big Bear or Mammoth if you want to do some skiing. And obviously you have the ocean not too far either. So it's a great spot to end up in. So good for you.
Yes, and if you're an outdoor person, then you can do everything. Like you say, you can go skiing, you can go golfing, you can go hiking, a tremendous amount of hikes. Tennis, pickleball is also great. So yeah, if you're an outdoor person, if you want to stay fit, if you want to enjoy the sun, that's beautiful.
Yep. Yeah, and I noticed, because I checked out your website before we started, I noticed that you have a really nice picture of a golf course. What golf course is that? Isn't that one of the areas you cover?
Yes. So I'm an avid golfer myself, and I really cover the golf courses, PGA West and the Citrus. So the picture on my golf course is PGA West. PGA West has 6 golf courses. And the Citrus, when you join the Citrus, you have 3 other courses. So basically 9 courses that you can go and play every day.
Now that's great. So I would imagine playing golf, you probably make contacts and do some business on that golf course, don't you?
Yes. So the only drawback is that I can't justify my fees in my taxes, but I do justify my fees by my clients. Golf is really where I capture my clients. This is really what you would call my sphere of influence. And so it's really nice to put both passions together, the golf and the real estate.
That is great. And you had a good year last year too. So tell us a little about your year last year. How did you finish up, and give an idea of your production level? I think would be really helpful.
You want production in numbers, dollars, or production?
No, I would just say in gross involvement or transactions or both, whichever you're comfortable. You don't have to give them money.
So I mean, it was way above my expectations. When COVID arrived, I was thinking, I said, ooh, this is going to be, hard. The people are not going to come and want to buy, because most of the people coming in, a lot of the desert is a second home. So you rely a lot on the people coming here and visiting their friends, and therefore having a spur of the moment, oh my God, that's so great that I want to buy. So this clientele was not coming. So then you really go back into all your referrals. And the good thing is that when you're performing real estate agents, the referral comes. And so last year was above my expectations. I think I had 17 transactions. I'm going to pay a lot of taxes, which is good. And the people some people were selling because they said, well, it's time for them to go. And a lot of people were coming, mainly San Diego, San Francisco, Seattle, Oregon. That would be mainly my clientele. And all of them joined the golf course, which is also good for the community, because you want the people that invest in the golf courses here if they buy a house on the golf course.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And what would you say your average sale price is, selling in those communities?
In terms of the price per square foot, about 250. So the houses goes, if you have a condo, they're usually around 400,000 for a 3-bedroom condo, which would be 1,900 square feet. Mm-hmm. And then you can find a really beautiful pool around 2,800 square feet for 800,000. And then you go up, to $2 million.
That is great. That is great. And yeah, that's still very affordably priced, especially if they're coming from Orange County, Seattle, LA County, San Diego. They're going, whoa, we get all this for that? Really? And you're going to see, I think you're seeing already a pretty good exodus from people from LA and San Diego and Orange County coming out there, aren't you?
Yes, and I'm going to tell you the story. So yesterday at 6 p.m., I was at the listing interview for a house on the Citrus that's going to be listed around 1.5 million. And he was telling me that they bought a house for their kids somewhere on the coast near Laguna Beach, which is not even 1,900 square feet, and they pay more than this house, which is just shy of 5,000 square feet for $1.5 million.
Wow. Isn't that great? So they come there, they're paying way less, getting way more. They're extremely happy. And then you get to play golf with them after too. So it's a beautiful thing.
Yes. And then
you don't beat them too badly, do you? I mean, what's your handicap, Ann? Come on. You can tell us. 7?
Yeah.
So, wow. You're good.
But at PGA West, everything is relative, because, 7 is a good handicap. But we have a lot of good golfers, and we have a lot of, other golfers which are in the 20s. So when I came down here, I just hardly made the cut to play in teams with my handicap. But it's the golf courses are really for everybody. Like my husband is a 21. So again, when I get clients, we can really, be paired with any levels. As long as the people enjoy it, that's what we want.
Yeah. Now, just for everybody, her husband's a 21 handicap. He's not 21. Or is he, Ann? No, I'm kidding.
No, not anymore.
I'm only kidding. Just the way you said it, I just wanted to make sure it was okay. So he's a 21 handicap. So I think I'm slightly better than that, but not much. But so a 7 to me, that's really good. So good for you. Now, when you're playing them and you're trying to get them as clients, do you loosen up a little bit, or do you still beat them?
I might play for money with them and give them the money.
Oh, she has so there is a competitive streak in there. I can hear it already. All right. Yes. So now of your transactions you did last year, how many of them would you say came from those from your community and your golfing and so forth?
100%.
100%. That's what I thought. That's why I asked you. I wanted to be sure. That's incredible. Wow. So right from where you live, you play golf, you make good money, you play in teams, rotating teams and stuff too. Is that what you guys do?
Yes. We play team. And this is why, like part of my I golf. I enjoy it. I enjoy the community. I really participate to the community. And this is why, when we had the COVID, where suddenly, you don't have all this social experience, going to the club, it hurt us a little bit. But we find ways, to still play golf and meet some other people. And that's what we do. And yes, because the golf community, you have your name and your professionalism. And every time I go, I have to go earlier because the people always ask you a lot of questions on the driving range. So you can't say, well, I'm in my golfing mind and stop bugging me. No, you're here also to answer all the questions all the time. And that's how you get the referral. The other day I played, 2 days tournament, and somebody came to me and said, oh, Anne, we are thinking of downsizing. Would you come and look at our house and play the tournament? And right after we went straight to their home.
Good for you. That's great. Yeah, because golf does take concentration, but if you're out there to play golf and do business, yeah, you got to lighten up and listen to them and all that good stuff. That is great. That's a tremendous amount of business from the golf course. Wow. And you get to have fun. It's great exercise. And here's what I've learned. So I quit playing golf for about 10 years, and then I started back up during the pandemic, and I've noticed in Vegas, a lot of people have done the same thing. You notice a tremendous amount of traffic increase in the last 8-9 months on the golf course from the pandemic?
Yes. And this is why it's still very good to be, I'm going to do a little bit of marketing for PGA West and the Citrus, because you do have, 6 and 3 courses. And a lot of the courses, because the amount of population going back to golf has increased during the pandemic. Some of the courses, when you have only 1 or 2 courses, it's hard to find tee time. Here, you always find tee times. You might not play the course you want, but all the courses are beautiful. So as long as you're flexible on which course you always find tee times. Whether it's 7 o'clock or 11 o'clock, you find tee times.
Good.
And you book most of the courses.
Yes. No, that's great. I have my favorites too. And it's such a great sport, but at the same time, here's what I've learned. You learn a lot about the people you're playing with by the way they play golf, keep score, etc. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Right? What's the old saying? The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. And I think golf exposes.
Sometimes you're surprised. Yes.
I'm sorry?
Yes. Sometimes you're surprised by the people. But what I say is that you always need to remember that it is a game.
Yeah.
We don't do this for money. We're not professional golfers, thank God. So at the end of the day, if you play 4 hours and you can't have had fun with the people you are, it was a waste of time.
I totally agree. It's a game. You just said it. It's a game. Have fun, and if you're going to, play to get better, it takes a long time to get good at golf. It's like anything else. It takes a while to get good at it. All right. So so coming from where you came from, more of an analytical background, into real estate. Okay. I can't wait to hear your answer to this. I'm going to ask you, tell me like the 3 biggest things you've learned to be productive in real estate, especially coming from where your background. I think it's going to be interesting the way you answer these questions. So give us the top 3 things you've learned.
Yes. So the first thing, what I took straight from my background is, like you say, the analytics, the professionalism. So the advice I would say is you need to understand what is the added value that you bring to your client. When I came into real estate, I said, I want to be better than just a substitute of a website. I want to beat Zillow, Movoto, all these websites by bringing added value to my client, which means you need to totally understand your market. You need to understand the price. And you need to always think every day as, what is the added value that I can bring to the client that I'm going to meet? So that's really the first thing. The hard thing for me was to go from a more analytical to a salesperson.
Right.
And I remember when I was doing my first open houses and you need to give your business card. And I failed the first time. And I said, okay, now you need to give the business card. Then the next thing is you need to give the business card and start talking to the people. And on top of it, I have an accent. So I'm thinking nobody is going to understand me. But then it became, oh yeah, she's a Swiss realtor. So it became almost a trademark here. So really I would say, the added value, be professional at all time. anywhere you go, you need to be able to answer the questions, and don't underestimate the amount of work that real estate involves. And I want to give you this example. I was at a dinner, this was a year ago, and a client that had just met in an open house called me. And it was 9 p.m. And I said, Anne, I want to put an offer in this house. And I said, well, Jim, I'm just in the middle of the dinner. Can I call you later? And say, well, that's the time that I work. And I said, well, how about if I call you at 10 p.m.? And he said, it's too late. So I said, okay, I can meet you at 6 a.m. tomorrow if you want, and we'd write the offer. And then he said, oh, you're the type of person I can work with, and we make the deal. So with this, it's really, you need to understand your clients, you need to be professional, you need to be responsive at all times.
Right. Yeah, you need to be, especially in the market right now with the inventory getting really tight. You know what I'm talking about. I mean, I've been doing this for 36 years. I've never seen the kind of offers going on, especially in Orange County, even in Phoenix and Scottsdale now. The offers, I mean, people are paying 10% over, paying cash, closing in 2 weeks for properties. It's pretty crazy out there. Would you agree?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I have, currently I have 4 buyers, and it happened, they're all about the same price range, between 800 and 1.2 million. And there was a house that was just perfect for one of the buyer. And because, I've been really in this community, you build up some relationship with the other agents. So I was there and we made an offer. I called the agent and she said, and we already have 4 offers, one over asking price. So we went 40,000 over asking price. I said, and we're not even considering you.
Wow.
And it was 40,000 over asking price for an 820,000 house.
Yeah. That's it. That's 5% over. I know, it's crazy. So now let me ask, so are you prepping your buyers before you take them out as to what they're going to need to do to more than likely secure a property if they really want it?
Yes. I mean, you have to. You need to educate them to say, it's not the same market than 2 years ago. If you're ready to buy, you need, if you can, be cash. But again, the other thing that I realized that before, most of my transactions, because we are in second homes here, were cash buyers. And the last year, because of the interest rate being so low, it totally shifted. And most of my transactions with loan. But even if you have a loan, you need to be pre-qualified. The people need to be ready to go way over past asking price. And they need to be ready to respond within the next 2 hours.
Right. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? And with the interest rates the way they are, okay, you definitely, even if you buy it cash, you should refinance it because you can't, I mean, the money is basically free at 2.5%. Wow. It's crazy.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah. And I love what you said about you got to be available, you got to be professional, how much time and effort it takes to get good at this business, just like golf, right? It takes a while to get good at this business. You got to practice, drill, and rehearse. All right. So awesome stuff, Ann. I just want any final words you want to leave these wonderful people.
Well, if I'm looking to the buyers and sellers, I said the market is here. I'm here, I'm available. And for the buyers, come to the desert, come to PJ West, come to the Citrus, come to La Quinta. It is wonderful. And I truly, truly enjoy what I'm doing.
It's very obvious you enjoy what you're doing, and that's great. And remember, not just buyers and sellers, any agents we have in Orange County or, all the way down to Rancho, Upland, over to, we have Nevada, Las Vegas. We also have Phoenix, Arizona. So send your referrals to Ann Stark, ladies and gentlemen. It's been wonderful speaking with you this morning, Ann. Go ahead. You have one more thing?
There's one more thing. And I said, thank you to Berkshire Hathaway. One of the reasons I care, besides all the networks that we have, is the professionalism of Berkshire Hathaway's. I know the technology that we have. Being a technology person, I love it. And it helps all my buyers and sellers.
Yeah. That's what Gina told me, that you are definitely into the technology, the VAC 2.0, all the wonderful goodies that we have. You're definitely into that. So good for you. Love it. And thank you very much. It was awesome talking to you today. Great information for everybody. Everybody else, we'll be doing this again next week. Thanks for your time. We'll see you then. Bye. Thanks, Ann.
Thank you.